There are many studies that prove positive thoughts would bring in positive effects in our body and mind. Even recently in an episode we saw about a study that was conducted by UCL, that is the University College London, where it was concluded that always thinking negative thoughts might lead to dementia or Alzheimer's disease. So positive thoughts are that much important for any individual to have a healthy life. In this episode, we are going to see about signs and symptoms that say your coronavirus anxiety has turned serious, threatening your mental health and what to do about it. All over the world, few places have lifted their lockdown ban, and even in India, most places are now not under lockdown except for the red zone, that is except for the containment zones. So people in the containment zones are actually locked down for more than 2 months now, and their minds would have thought about a lot of things in this free period. They think about their isolation from friends and loved ones. They might think about their loss of job or income and economic stability, and this causes grief and loss in so many levels, and especially people who are missing milestones such as birthdays and graduations, and people who are actually away from their family. All these people are actually in the risk of getting into severe anxiety or depression post lockdown. Some of us might feel that we are coping up well with this lockdown situation and we do not have any anxiety or any other mental illness, but experts say that emotional health will begin to get bad as the threat of COVID-19 drags on. We are actually living constantly with a level of fear about something or the other, either about our job or about our family or about the virus itself, and our nervous system can only stay in that overwhelmed or in that anxious state for some time, and after that it will start to crash. Now let's see some of the signs that our coping skills are becoming weak and our anxieties may turn more dangerous. So the first sign is poor sleep or nightmares. Poor sleep is actually a double-edged sword. Why I'm saying so is, poor sleep actually causes anxiety, and anxiety again causes poor sleep. It is not an either or situation. Also, a lack of quality sleep can actually lead to many other devastating mental illness like stress and depression. Depression is not something which should be taken easily. Depression should be dealt with immediately. The very first few signs of depression should be caught and should be dealt with clinically with a proper psychiatrist's help. So the next sign, that is the next symptom on my list, is focus on bad news. So we shelter in a place and we focus on watching alarming media reports on the growing of the virus and devastation to the economy, and so these continuous alarming messages or these continuous bad messages and bad news would obviously cause a difference, would obviously cause an impact on our brain. And the next one is anxiety, that we already covered when I talked about loss of sleep, and the next one is thoughts of suicide. This is something which is extreme, but this also should not be eliminated. People who are having these thoughts of suicide should also seek help immediately. Suicidal thoughts should not be taken easily or should not be ignored, saying that it is just a phase and it will pass on, because these thoughts are actually genetic, and once a person gets these thoughts, his or her children are also at the risk of getting suicidal thoughts. So once a person is having such thoughts, he or she should be immediately taken to a psychiatrist and sought clinical help. So amidst all these signs and symptoms, what should we do? The first thing that we should do is to reach out. We should at least talk to our family every day. This lockdown might have made a person lethargic, and he or she might not feel or might not have the mood to talk to their parents or their partners. But once they realize that they have any one of these symptoms that I just talked about, they should immediately reach out to their loved ones. Next one is to take deep breaths. Breathing exercises actually does a lot of good to our health. So please do Google some appropriate breathing exercises according to your respiratory system and your age and gender, and do breathing exercises regularly. Even if you do not have proper time to do breathing exercises, just breathe in deeply and breathe out deeply for at least 5 times, then you might feel a slight change in your mood. The last one is to establish a schedule. So when your day is free, come up with a timetable to allot time for your specific activities and see that you stick to your timetable. Hope this episode was informative, so please do let us know in the comments what do you think about this episode, and thank you for the support. This is Nisha P.S.